I must have been out for a while. But I don't see anybody else. All I remember is a storm, and then everything just went black. That's all I remember. But there seems to be additions to our little tree house. Well, that's not all I remember. There are things going on this island. Well, let's make sure everybody's asleep first, before I start talking to myself like a crazy person. I'm not crazy, but there's definitely been additions since I was away. Hello? Is anybody there? Hello? I don't see anybody. Chip. Oh, no one's here. I guess everybody is just asleep, which would make sense considering it's night, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm wrong about a lot of things, but that's not the main thing on my mind. I don't see anybody, so that's good for the task that I need to get done. Because I do remember a storm, but I also remember the things on this island were not right. I was knocked out, but I wasn't knocked out that long. We're on this island for a reason. And no one else seems to be questioning why. I seem the only person that is wondering and contemplating why we're here. Like, is it not strange that you just woke up on an island one day? Because that seems pretty strange to me, but no one else seems to be questioning it. They're just building on the island. They're not even just surviving anymore. They're just adding to it and making it a home, which is fine. While we're here, it might as well be a home. But I don't know. I would like to know why we're here. There has to be a reason, right? Like, it can't just be for no reason. There's always a reason to madness. And I don't know. I feel like someone or something put us here. And I've got to figure out why. Because it bugs me. Even in my dreams, I was dreaming about why we're here, about how we ended up here. And and that's how I know I was knocked out, because I dreamt so much that that's all I was thinking about. I don't know. But before I was knocked out, I do remember coming here. I do remember trying to figure out why. But I just have to piece together those pieces again in my head. I know they're there. I just have to dig them out and find them. I didn't forget everything. I forgot a lot when we were put on this island, which is also something I have to re-dig up and re-figure out. But I know I can do it, because we always remember. We remember everything, despite what you may think. I'm talking to myself. I sound crazy. But it's fine. It's fine. We just have to figure out. We just have to piece together the suspicious people on the island. Because why wouldn't you be questioning it? If you weren't questioning it, wouldn't you know something? Wouldn't you have an inkling of understanding, because you act so normal about it? Like, that just seems suspicious to me. And I don't know. Nobody else seems to be. People are scared of each other. They're scared of each other, but that's all they're scared of. They're not scared of anything else. They're not scared of what might be on the island. They're not scared of viruses. They're not scared of who put us here. They're not scared of why we're here. Did we do something wrong? Did we as a collective do something wrong? Or is it just maybe individually we did something wrong? Maybe individually we had problems and we're bad people. But I don't think everybody's a bad person here. I mean, Alder's done me pretty well. I would say that, that they're a pretty good person. And Pokety hasn't really done anything, as far as I remember. Now, I don't know what's happened while I was out, but, as far as I know, nothing has gone, too terribly wrong. There are people who are tracking up my suspicions more than others, but I just... Not everybody has to be a bad person, right? Like, surely... Like, I don't feel like I'm a bad person. I mean, I think... I don't know why I was put here. I don't remember why I was put here. But I don't know. That's what I'm going to try to figure out. I've got to figure out why. And how. And how to fix it. And how if we can get back home. These thoughts are constantly racing in my head, even in my dreams. And that has to mean something. Like, I can't... I don't know. I feel like there's something we're missing. There's something I'm missing. Like, it's all one big scheme. The only people that, I mean, I don't want to say outright in case one of them wakes up, but there are 3 people who come to mind with my suspicions at the moment, but that doesn't mean other people couldn't track up suspicions. That makes me feel like maybe they may have something to do with the island and why we're here and why nobody seems to understand anything. Because every time I bring it up, I'm ignored. It feels like, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just the thoughts in my head. But I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. If it's, you know, one of the last things I do. If I die from it, but I figure it out, I'll be happy. Because why would I don't understand. I don't understand. Why would I be here? Why would any of us be here if there wasn't a reason? Like, we weren't just, like, taken from our homes for no reason, for no apparent reason. Like, it doesn't make sense. And it plagues me. It plagues me all the time. But I did, like, the clues, they're slim to none. Like, I woke up with this, and this, and, like, I don't even know what that is. Like, what does that do? I'm not gonna drink it because I don't know what it is. Because it's like, would you drink water out of a fountain you didn't know? No. Yeah, Pokey was trying to name things, but I don't even know where this came from. I just found it. I found it in the middle of the woods, which seems suspicious. And as we know, there are traps in the woods. Who's putting the traps there? Why are they putting the traps there? Are they trying to kill us? Is that their main goal here? Are they trying to you know, slowly kill us off? Whether we kill each other or we're killed by traps or we're killed by animals? Like, it doesn't... None of it makes sense. But the best I can do is tie together the clues. Why do I have 2 axes? I don't know why I have 2 axes, but I do. And try to make sense of it all. Maybe in, like, the form of a map or the form of, you know, clues. But also, if anybody finds this, like, no one can find this, because if they find it, that's going to ruin my plans, and then that's going to mess up everything, because they're going to think I'm suspicious, and they're going to think that I'm crazy, and maybe they'll kill me for it, maybe walk the plank, I don't know. But so if they find it, then I'm screwed, and then they'll think that I'm suspicious, but really I'm just trying to figure out who's suspicious, and, like, why are people acting the way they are, you know? And yeah, some things can be chalked up to you know, mental things, or maybe, like, just anxiety and being scared that you're on an island in general, but, like, I don't know. I feel like if they find this, they're gonna think I'm crazy, and I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy. We have... What do we have? I need more materials. I'll go do that in a second. We have... What do we have? We have the bamboo, and then we have the egg. These are... I don't know. If somebody comes down here, they need to not understand what I'm doing. Because, yeah, maybe it'll make me look more crazy, but then they'll be able to clue everything together and see that I'm judging it, and see that I'm, you know, I don't know. I feel like... But maybe they won't know it's me. I just won't leave clues that it's me. That I'm the person who has... I'm the person who has built this. They don't know who's built this. There's no clues or anything. We don't have DNA test. You know, like, there's no proof that it's me. So if I don't leave proof that it's me, and I keep the important things in my inventory, as long as I don't die, it's fine. But if I am dead, then, it won't matter. None of it will matter. What do we have? Oh yeah, and then we have the book. The mini books, actually, that were on the island. But they all said the same thing. So I'm just gonna call it the book, and I kind of took one of them, because I figured there were so many, it didn't really matter, and no one would notice. When we're young, we're taught the distinction between a hero and a villain. What does that mean? I mean, it means what it says, but the distinction between a hero and a villain, good and evil, a savior and a lost cause, all synonyms of the same idea, the same thread, right? So, a savior and a lost cause. But what is the only real difference is who is telling the story. Why would you get to choose who's who? Well, typically, if we take that, I'm going to write this down so that I understand. I said that it makes sense to me, because if it doesn't make sense to me, it's not going to make sense to anybody, and when I try to explain this to them, once I figure it all out, they're probably going to call me crazy, but hopefully not. Maybe they'll listen to what I have to say. Maybe Alder will listen to what I have to say. But it's like, I don't know. Trusting people is a weary game. It's like a game of chess. You never know what move they're gonna make next. So, a savior and a lost cause. A savior and a lost cause. A hero and a villain. There's two sides. Okay, well, typically, the hero tells the story. Lives to tell the story, right? So what if, but hero and villain can be distincted as a way of it depends what side you're on. Hero and villain, the hero could be the villain, but the villain could be the hero. It just depends on what side you're looking on. Typically, quote unquote, the hero tells the story. But that's not always the case, because as I just said, the hero can live to chalk up the villain as bad, when in reality they are bad. So, the hero... So, okay. The hero chalks up the villain to be bad, but in reality, it is the opposite. If I think about it, whoever put us here is probably trying to write whatever story they're on to say, we're the bad guys, we're the people who messed up. And that's why we're here. It's like a punishment or whatever. That's why we're put here. But in reality, they're the bad guy. Because from our point of view, they put us here. And they're the ones leaving us here. And they're the ones putting traps here trying to kill us. Right? So they've chalked us up to be the bad guys. Sure, they're chalking it up to be a punishment. Are they just a cruel person? Is it a cruel thing? We don't know if it's a person. We don't know what it is. It could be an entity. It could be anything. It could be that shadow we saw in the forest. It could be anything. I don't think it was that shadow we saw in the forest. I think that was like a watcher, like something that looks over, I think that I don't think that it was what put us here. I think that, the watcher, shadow, no, the watcher. It's a lot to think about, and I'm one person, and yes, typically you would want multiple people for this job, but for the fact that I cannot, I don't even know who I can trust. We know that we can't trust those four. I said those three people, but I don't know if the Watcher is really a person. It was more of an entity, if you will. I have to consider what I'm doing here. and I have to put together these pieces by myself. The books are, I think, the most important clue. I think they're the thing I should lead back to the most. I think that they're the thing that lead back to the most, but really, but who wrote the books? Who put them there? It would have to be somebody on the island, right? Unless the person who put us here is hiding on the island with us, which is very possible. I'm not ruling out that distinction at all, because that is such a... Okay. Owner of island is also with us on island hiding. And I don't know. I hate that I can't figure this out. I hate that I can't know who to trust, or else I would get help with this, you know? But I'm a strong individual. I can do this on my own. I can do this on my own. I don't need anybody. I don't need anybody. Actually, because I don't know who to trust, I really don't need anybody. I'm still going to stick with the treehouse because that is my home as of right now. But I would also like to know where my actual home is. But I don't... I say I don't remember anything, but something popped into my... Not popped into my mind. I dreamt something. And it's actually, I've dreamt it multiple times, and it could mean something, but I'm delaying the fact and the possibility that it could mean something because I don't want it to mean anything. But dreaming something once is one thing. Out of fear and anxiety, it could be chalked up to anything. But dreaming something multiple times typically has a meaning, and it's a rough meaning to think about, but I don't want to think about it. I don't know if I should even write it down, because if I'm the only person who knows it, then you know, I say that I can't trust anybody, and then that's true. And I feel like, you know, I should be able to trust people like Alder and Toby and, you know, them, but I don't know. It's just, and Chip is somewhat trustworthy. He's a little questionable in his morals, but you know, I really don't think, maybe he means harm. Like I said, I can't even chalk it up to trust anybody. And at this point, I'm wondering if I should even trust myself, because I don't know, that dream, it was a lot of fire. It was a lot of fire and a lot of screams, and I feel like in my gut, I can never remember the dream completely. All I remember is fire and screams. And when I wake up, I don't know. I wake up, you would think with a dream like that, it would be some type of destruction and you would wake up in a panic. But I didn't wake up in a panic. I never wake up in a panic to that dream, and it doesn't make sense to me. And it makes me wonder if maybe I had something to do with the fire. Maybe I, you know, caused it. But did I cause it on purpose? Was it an accident? Did people know that it was me? Is it my home? Did I light my home on fire? Did I light a library on fire? Like, that doesn't, none of it. Why would I do that though? I don't feel like I would do that. And I don't feel like that's something I would do, but maybe it is something I would do. I mean, I don't know. That's all I remember from before. Some people remember their entire lives before, and I don't remember anything, and that just doesn't seem right. It's like I was hit with amnesia, but like selective amnesia, I guess is what it would be called. I don't really know what it would be called, but but like why is that all I remember? And I don't even know if it was real, if it's just a dream that I keep dreaming. But that dream, every time I have it, it seems so real. It seems like it happened, like I've experienced it. And when I wake up, there's this like dread in my stomach that it actually happened, you know, like a deja vu type of thing. And when I look at the fire, the campsite would have clues. The campsite would have clues. Okay. The campsite would have clues, both for me and for the whole situation. The campsite would be the place to look for clues right now. It would. Crap. Okay. The campsite would be where to look. The campsite would be where to look. The campsite would be where to look. Yes, the campsite, you know, is a place of dysfunction, but it's a place of dysfunction that I know has made me feel connected, because every time I look at that fire, I don't know if it's lit right now. We're gonna hope it's lit. Every time I look at it, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it sparks that dream again. It sparks that nightmare. I don't even know what you would call it. It sparks it, like it, but like in a way that I wanna like look at the fire. I wanna feel the fire. I wanna light the fire. But I'm not a bad person, right? Like, surely, yes, there is my theory that, you know, that person put us here, or that thing put us here because we're all bad people. But I don't think we're all bad people, and I wouldn't think that I'm a bad person. Like, I don't think that I would do that, right? Like, I wouldn't light a town on fire. Surely, but like, it like draws me in. And it just doesn't, none of it makes sense. None of it makes any sense at all. But it also makes sense at the same time, and that is, it's perplexing me. I don't see anything other than what they've added to the floor. I think Pogety put those there. Toby put those there. I don't know why I keep calling him Pogety. The flowers, I think, were put there. I don't think that's anybody. But do they mean something? Maybe they mean something? Maybe they don't mean anything. I don't know. Be rose. It would be, what's the other one? It's a rose? No, it's not a rose. It's a poppy. A poppy, a tulip, a red tulip. Poppy, a red tulip. I don't think they mean anything, but maybe it's somebody trying to put clues down. Maybe they know something. Maybe Toby knows something. I don't know. Anything helps, honestly. And I'm talking to myself about this, but it's easier if I make my thoughts out loud and coherent rather than in my head. What is that? A cornflower, and then a dandelion. A cornflower and a dandelion. Cornflower. Maybe they're acronyms. Maybe they're, you know, maybe they mean something that I'm just not picking up. But, you know, it was looked at as a decoration, and it is a cute decoration, you know. And there's petals here, but I really don't think somebody blew this up. It looks like it was blown up. Maybe it was a creeper, but that's a big creeper. That looks like it was blown up on purpose. That doesn't look right. What have I missed? What happened? I'll have to talk to Alder when they're awake. And like, what is this? Is this a trap? And maybe Toby. Maybe I'll have to just ask him what happened there. Because, I mean, there's explosions all over the island, but I feel like they're too big to be creeper explosions. But what do I know? What do I know? Maybe it was from the storm. That's very possible. It could have been from the storm. I lost my thing. There it is. No one can know that this is me. That this is my doing. No one can know that. Because if they know, it won't end very well for me. And I don't know. I feel like there's things I'm missing, and there's things that don't make sense, but also kind of combine together to make sense. And I feel like I'm missing so many things. But clues, you know, I don't want to go through people's bases, because then that would make me more of a subject, and it would make me suspicious, and it would make me, you know, like, it would kill me, basically. Metaphorically or literally, it would kill me. And I think my fear is that I'm a bad person in this situation, that I'm the one that has something to do with this, and maybe we are all bad people. Maybe we've all had things happen like that fire. Maybe, you know, maybe everyone's gone through something or done something bad to put us here. But then you look at the perspective. We're just kids. We don't, I mean, like, why would we do any of that? We're just kids, you know? Like, why would I light a fire? Like, it doesn't even make sense. And I'm just gonna say it's a dream. I'm gonna say it's a dream for now until I find evidence that it's not. And I think it would be better for me to lay down a set of rules for myself. To say, to make everything make sense, and to also lead myself in the right direction. Because if I lead myself in the right direction, then that's a step forward than anybody else has done. Because nobody else seems to care that we're on this island or how we got here. So, we're making a set of rules. And we're making a set of rules, but I'm going to make it day by day, in case something happens. In case something goes askew, in case something comes up suspicious. I'm going to make a set of rules, and I'm going to make it as I go. And that's just how that's going to be. It's just how that's going to be. Because making a set of rules will keep myself in line, and maybe it'll keep others in line if they ever find my book. Maybe it'll make sense to them. Maybe it won't. But I don't know. So rule 1. Trust no one, including yourself.